Most men believe that women hide their pasts perfectly. But here's the uncomfortable truth: her body, her behavior, even her energy. They carry signs, subtle, hidden clues that she's been with a lot of men. And if you know what to look for, you'll see them. Not because you're paranoid, not because you're insecure, but because female psychology leaves fingerprints, even when she tries to bury them. So, if you've ever looked into her eyes and felt something was off, if you've ever wondered why her affection doesn't feel the way it should, this message is for you. Why this happens. Let's cut through the noise. Human beings are shaped by their experiences. Every relationship, every man she's been with leaves a mark, not just physically, but emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. Think about it. When you shake hands with hundreds of people, eventually you stop feeling the uniqueness of that touch. When you hear the same song on repeat, eventually it loses its magic. It's the same with intimacy. A woman who has been with many men doesn't experience connection the same way. Her threshold for novelty is higher. Her emotional attachment mechanisms, things like oxytocin, bonding, pair bonding, they dull with overuse. It's science, not judgment. This doesn't mean she's evil, it doesn't mean she's worthless, but it does mean that, as a man, you need to understand what you're dealing with. Because too many men enter relationships blind, thinking love is enough, thinking effort will fix everything, and then they get blindsided by coldness, distance, or betrayal. That's why I'm breaking this down for you, not to attack women, but to arm you with clarity. Because once you see the signs, you'll stop second-guessing yourself. You'll stop asking, "Am I crazy?" and start saying, "I see it for what it is." Now let's begin the breakdown. Here are the first signs, the ones most men miss. You're just seeing the aftermath of repetition in her psychology. Sign 1. Emotional numbness. Numbness. You'll notice that when you do something romantic, like surprise her with a gift or text her good morning, she doesn't light up. Her reaction feels flat. Why? Because she's experienced that same gesture from many men before. To you, it's a big deal. To her, it's routine. Her dopamine doesn't spike the way it should because her system is already saturated. Imagine someone who eats dessert every single day. Eventually, the sweetness doesn't excite them. That's what happens with love gestures, affection, even intimacy. From her perspective, she's not trying to be cold. She might even want to feel excited. But her brain has been rewired by repetition, and you feel the gap. You feel like you're giving more than you're getting back. Most men ignore this red flag. They tell themselves, maybe she's just stressed. But deep down you know the truth. If her soul doesn't respond to genuine affection, something in her wiring has changed. The second sign is short-lived passion. In the beginning, she's fiery. The chemistry feels explosive. She might even initiate more than you, but then it fades. You're left wondering, why did she lose interest so fast? It's because women with high past experience are addicted to the newness of a man, not the man himself. She loves the chase. She loves the thrill of discovery. But when routine sets in, she feels trapped. And instead of building deeper love, she craves the next high. Just like a gambler who needs bigger risks, she needs bigger novelty. And you, no matter how amazing, can't compete with that pattern. This is why many men feel blindsided. They think, we had an incredible connection. What happened is that she was in love with the feeling, not the bond. And the moment that feeling faded, her attention shifted. If you've ever experienced this, you're not alone and you're not broken. Sign 3. Struggles with genuine intimacy. The third hidden sign is that she struggles with genuine intimacy, and I don't mean just physical closeness, I mean emotional vulnerability. When you open up to her, when you share your fears, your dreams, your wounds, instead of leaning in, she pulls back. She changes the subject, she laughs it off, or she just looks uncomfortable. Why? Because real intimacy requires trust. It requires a heart that hasn't been numbed by too many connections. When a woman has shared pieces of herself with dozens of men, it becomes harder for her to hand those pieces over again. Think of a lock. The first time a key slides in, it's tight, resistant, secure. But after years of keys turning, the lock loosens. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't hold the same value. From her perspective, she's protecting herself. She may have been hurt before. She may even believe she's incapable of feeling that depth again. But from your side, it feels like she's walled off, like no matter how much you try, you can't reach the core of her heart. And that's not because of you, it's because her capacity for genuine intimacy has shifted. Sign 4. The performance energy. The fourth sign is subtle but powerful. She performs, she mirrors, she adapts. You'll notice that her words and actions sometimes feel rehearsed, like she's playing a role instead of being her raw, authentic self. She tells you exactly what she thinks you want to hear. She acts out romance the way a script would demand. Why? Because she's done this before, over and over. She knows how to spark attraction. She knows how to imitate passion. But imitation and authenticity are not the same. Have you ever been with someone and felt like the moment was beautiful, yet somehow hollow? That's performance energy. It's not that she's lying to you, it's that she's learned how to present a version of herself that fits the scene. From the inside, she may even feel disconnected, but on the outside, it looks like love. And this is why many men get confused, because the show feels real until it suddenly doesn't. Sign 5. Restlessness and the escape impulse. The fifth sign is restlessness, a constant need to escape. You'll notice she struggles to sit in peace. She wants distraction, social media, parties, endless plans. She craves stimulation, and silence feels like punishment. Why? Because when she slows down, she feels the weight of her past, the faces, the memories, the comparisons. Stillness exposes the truth she doesn't want to face. So instead, she runs. In relationships, this shows up as a pattern. She gets distant when things are calm. She starts fights when things are stable. She sabotages when things feel too real. From her perspective, she might not even know why she's doing it. She'll say things like, "I just don't feel the spark anymore," or "I need space." But deep down, it's her nervous system searching for the chaos it has been trained to crave. And you feel the weight of it. You feel like peace is never enough for her, like no matter how good you are, she's already planning her next exit. Now let's pause here, because maybe as you're listening, you're nodding your head. You've seen these patterns before. You've lived them. You've been the guy giving your all, and still being met with distance, coldness, or sabotage. And maybe you've even started to think, is it me? Am I not enough? Listen closely. It's not you. You're not crazy. You're not imagining it. The truth is, her history shaped her psychology, and when you collide with that history, it doesn't matter how much love you pour out. If she's numb, restless, or performing, you'll always feel like something is missing. And that pain you feel, that confusion, it's real and it's valid, because men don't just want a body. You want a bond. You want her soul. And when you don't get it, when she can't give it, it cuts deep. But here's where things shift. Because you don't have to drown in that pain. You don't have to chase her, fix her, or prove yourself. There's a way to flip the power. And it begins the moment you stop fighting for her validation. Sign 6. The comparison game. The sixth hidden sign is comparison. You'll notice it in small slips. The way she talks about her friend or an ex in passing. The way she casually mentions what other men did, as if she's measuring you against them. She might say, "My ex used to take me to places like this." Or, "I've had guys treat me like a queen before." At first, you brush it off. But deep down, it stings. Because you feel like you're auditioning for a role she's already seen 100 times. Why does this happen? Because her mind has a mental catalog of experiences. Every man left a trace. Every date, every argument, every gesture, they're stacked inside her memory. And instead of meeting you with fresh eyes, she meets you through comparison. From her side, she may not even realize she's doing it. But to you, it feels like a constant test. Like you're not just loving her. You're competing against the ghosts of her past. And no matter how much you give, you never feel like you fully win. Sign 7. The fear of commitment. The seventh sign is fear of commitment. It sounds ironic because many women say they want commitment. But when it's time to truly lock in, to make sacrifices, to choose you fully, she hesitates. She talks about keeping her options open. She says things like, I don't want to be tied down. Or worse, she commits in words but not in actions. Why? Because commitment requires exclusivity. And for a woman who has had too many connections, exclusivity feels like loss. It feels like giving up the buffet of novelty her nervous system is addicted to. From her perspective, she may even want to commit, but the craving for freedom pulls her back. From your perspective, it feels like betrayal, like she's always half in, half out, like she never plants both feet in the soil with you. And that's the final sign, when you sense that no matter what, she's not fully anchored to you. Now let's step back. Think about what we've covered: the numbness, the short-lived passion, the performance energy, the restlessness, the comparisons, the fear of commitment. Maybe you've seen one of these, maybe you've seen all of them, and maybe right now you're feeling a heavy truth in your chest. It's not easy to face. It hurts to realize the woman you're giving your best to might not be capable of giving the same back. It hurts to know you're competing against shadows of her past. But here's the part most men miss. It's not your job to fix her. It's not your duty to heal her history. And it's not your role to prove you're different. The more you chase her validation, the more power you hand over. The more you try to convince her you're worthy, the more she pulls away. Because in her mind, if you have to prove yourself, you're already beneath her. So what do? You flip the power. And flipping the power doesn't mean yelling at her. It doesn't mean exposing her past. It doesn't mean playing games. It means silence. It means self-respect. It means pulling your energy back and redirecting it toward yourself. Instead of begging for her attention, you build your body, your mind, your purpose. Instead of chasing her texts, you chase your vision. Instead of proving you're worthy of her love, you remind yourself she should be proving she's worthy of yours. That's the reversal most men never discover. Because when you stop trying to impress her, when you stop being predictable, when you focus on becoming stronger, sharper, more grounded, something shifts. She feels it. Women are drawn to power. Not loud, flashy power, but quiet, unshakable power. The kind of energy that says, I don't need you to complete me. I'm already whole, and when she senses that, the regret begins. The same woman who pulled away, who kept you at arm's length, suddenly feels the distance you create, and it unsettles her. Because deep down every woman knows, a man who doesn't beg is a man she can't control. This is the turning point. Up until now, maybe you've been carrying the weight. You've been analyzing her moods, her reactions, her coldness. You've been asking yourself late at night, am I the problem? Am I not enough? But hear me clearly. You are not the problem. The problem is that too many men place their worth in the hands of women who cannot see it. The problem is that you've been trained to chase love instead of demanding respect. And the moment you stop chasing, the moment you pull your energy back, everything changes. When you go silent, she notices. When you stop bending over backward, she feels it. When you level up in silence, working on your fitness, your craft, your finances, your mindset, she sees the gap growing. And suddenly, the very woman who once seemed distant starts circling back. She texts you first. She brings up old memories. She asks, are you thinking about me? Why? Because women don't regret losing men who beg. They regret losing men who rise, men who become something she cannot easily replace. But here's the catch. By the time she comes back, you won't even need her validation anymore, because you'll have already stepped into your true power. Men, listen carefully. Your worth has never been tied to a woman's approval. It's not measured by how many dates you get or how much attention she gives you. Your worth is in your discipline, your drive, your ability to stand tall in a world that constantly tests you. Stop looking for completion in her arms. Stop begging for clarity from someone who thrives on confusion. Stop giving your heart to women who treat it like an afterthought. Instead, turn inward. Build yourself into the man who doesn't need to ask, am I enough? Because he already knows. He is. And when you operate from that place, everything shifts. women respect you more. Opportunities flow toward you, and the world begins to treat you the way you treat yourself. That is the path, not chasing, not begging, not proving, but becoming. So, the next time you notice those hidden signs, the numbness, the short-lived passion, the comparisons, the fear of commitment, don't panic, don't argue, don't beg. See it for what it is, a reflection of her past, not your worth. Then, with quiet strength, make your choice. Either you walk away, or you set boundaries so strong they cannot be ignored. Either way, you win, because the man who respects himself never truly loses. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever seen these signs in a woman before? Have you ever felt that deep frustration of giving your best, only to feel like it wasn't enough? Share your story in the comments, because trust me, you are not alone. There are thousands of men walking the same path, and when you speak, you help another man see he's not crazy, he's not weak, he's simply waking up. So drop your experience below, and remember, you don't chase, you don't beg, you build. Your silence, your strength, your growth, that is your ultimate power.